What's going on, guys? Radio Graffiti here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the superhero movies of 2025. Feels like we just had this discussion not that long ago with the 2024 superhero movies, but now that Fantastic Four has come out, live action superhero movies are basically done for the rest of the year. So let's rank them from worst to best. It's going to be a little more difficult this year because we don't have any terrible Sony-verse Spider-Man-less superhero movies, but we do have an obvious worst one of the bunch. I think pretty much everyone's going to have the same one at the bottom. Captain America Brave New World. There's pretty much no reason to watch this movie outside of the Red Hulk fight scene at the very end of the film. Outside of that, there's pretty much no reason you should watch it. They should have just took the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show and just condensed it into a movie. That would have been a much better story, because it wouldn't have been a Incredible Hulk 1.5. Like, really? Sam Wilson's going to be fighting the Red Hulk and dealing with the leader? How is this a Sam Wilson story? Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes, they go together like mashed potatoes and gravy. They're like peanut butter and jelly. You know, Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, they have such great chemistry together. And having Sam Wilson with this new Falcon guy, it's just... no. Villains were terrible. There's nothing memorable about this movie at all. So for that, it's going to be number 4. Now, number 1, 2, and 3 are going to be a little more difficult because I think all 3 of these are pretty close as far as quality is concerned. But for number 3, I'm going to go with Thunderbolts. I really liked how this movie felt more like a film that focused on the characters. You know, it wasn't a giant action-packed film or anything. It was just more of a character-driven film about what the characters in the movie are going through. They've done things that they're not proud of, and the movie kind of takes us through that. And it's also just nice seeing all their interactions with each other and how different they are and also how similar they can be. Sentry was also a pretty cool addition to the MCU. The only reason I have it down at number 3 is, we don't really get much of a fight scene in the film. Closest we get is Sentry just beating the shit out of the Thunderbolts. And then the film ends with them all giving Bob a hug, which it's fine. I don't mind them ending a film differently than a typical superhero movie would. You know, you don't have to have a huge giant CGI character fighting another huge CGI character with loud explosions in the background and Hans Zimmer music. But I don't know, it just feels like a kind of a lame way to end the film off. But I still really enjoyed the film. I think Thunderbolts was a pretty good, solid entry in the MCU. And number 2, it's going to be a little more difficult. This is very difficult to decide because I think Fantastic Four and Superman are both really good. But as of right now, I'm going to have to go with Superman at number 2. This was my most anticipated film of the year. I wanted to love Superman, but I ended up just liking it. I think David Cornsweet and Rachel Bronson are just perfect casting for this film. It's nice to have a Superman again that feels hopeful and inspires goodness into people. I also think they did a solid job with Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. If you can ignore the fact that his last scene in the film is him kind of just getting done dirty. It's kind of like those terrible $5 2005 comedy movies like Cheaper by the Dozen, Daddy Daycare, and shit like that, where it's like you gotta humiliate the bad guy. You know, like the dog pisses on him or he falls into a bucket of rat shit or something. Having Crypto just kind of embarrassed Lex Luthor at the very end of the film. Kind of put a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth with Nicholas Hoult's Lex Luthor, but I still think the rest of the film is pretty solid if they stop fucking explaining everything to you. I swear there's so many times throughout the film that they end up just straight up talking to the camera, telling you things all the other characters around you should know. But yeah, action's pretty decent, and Superman is back, baby. Pretty solid start to the new DC universe. So number 1, I got Fantastic Four. In my opinion, it has the best superhero movie scene of the year with the whole Silver Surfer chase scene. You just really felt the stakes, you felt the tension, and it was just so exciting and thrilling to watch. I also really enjoyed the third act fight scene with the Fantastic Four versus a giant purple man who's like God knows how many feet tall. He's about the size of a skyscraper. I like the characters and the cast and Superman probably a little bit more, but I think Fantastic Four delivers a lot more when it comes to the story and the action. The idea of the whole world expecting you to give up your child just to save the whole planet is a lot more interesting. It adds a lot of drama to the film. And I like how this movie is kind of just a standalone MCU movie. You don't have to know anything about these characters. You don't have to go watch 20 Disney Plus shows to understand this movie. The effects all look pretty good. Cinematography is also pretty good for a Marvel movie where nowadays they all look like terrible green screen, rushed bullshit. This one felt more like an actual real movie. Visuals, the effects, cinematography, all look pretty good to me. I still think they could have cast somebody better as Reed Richards instead of Pedro Pascal. And I think The Thing was probably done better in the 2005 movie. You know that scene where he's trying to pick up the ring that his wife left on the bridge after he just saved a bunch of people? Still stands out to me. I can't think of anything that The Thing did in the new Fantastic Four movie that was as emotional as that. So The Thing could have had more to do, but still really enjoyed the film. I think it's the best superhero movie of the year, but honestly, you could put Thunderbolts or Superman #1, and I wouldn't really be mad at you. I think they're all pretty close as far as quality is concerned. Trust me, I really wanted to put Superman #1. I love DC, been looking forward to this movie all year, but I just had to say I think Fantastic Four might just be a better film. So yeah, that's my ranking for the 2025 superhero movies of the year. What is your ranking? Would you change anything, or do you agree with me? Did I just completely knock it out of the park? If so, tell me why. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys next time.